Hi, I'm Senator Malcolm Roberts and I'm with Steve Andrew, the state member for the seat of Mirani in central Queensland, northern Queensland. And we've heard a lot to do with the decimation of fishing, farming, rural communities by state and federal government policies, mate. And the latest one is about the trapping or preventing of farmers using their topsoil properly.
So particulate runoff through reef regulation.
That's it.
The thing that really gets me is none of these people have any skin in the game. It's all been done on a stroke of a pen down in Brisbane by bureaucrats, and it's overlaid with the green ideology that farming's a destructive practice.
That's right, and these bureaucrats claim they've got the science, but we know that there's no science backing these reef runoff policies. So mate, tell me, what's the number one asset of a farmer?
It's obviously the topsoil that grows a crop.
So how many farmers do you know who like to see their topsoil flushed down the creek?
Absolutely no one. That's basically going to take anything to do with profitability of the farm away.
Right, so they do what they can to keep their topsoil, right?
Absolutely.
So then the second thing is fertilisers, chemicals, very expensive. How many farmers do you know who put on too much so they can flush down the creek?
Considering that they're getting up so early now and finishing so late and can't employ anyone else, everything detracts from their bottom line. So they just put on enough to get the maximisation out of their crop.
So it's rubbish that farmers are letting their topsoil run off their properties and putting on excess fertiliser. It's absolute crap. And let me ask you another question, Steve. You've been around these farmers a lot. Who is the best person to manage the environment? The owner of the property or some bureaucrat in West End, Brisbane?
These guys have got a vested interest to manage their properties. And what really gets me is all these guys that are making these decisions in Brisbane have no skin in the game. They don't have all their money tied up in this. You know, they don't have a family succession plan to keep going with it. And these guys do have. Why would you destroy your future?
That's right, because when a farmer retires, he sells his property, he or she sells their property, and that's what they live off, or they hand it to their kids. So they've got a strong interest in preserving the environment, not just their property, but the environment around them, because they know it's essential.
Exactly. Ideology has no place in farming. It's all to do with making sure that they look after the environment, get a crop every year, and to make sure that they've got something to pass on to the next generation. It's been here for 150 years, and now we're deciding that it's all bad. Thing is that I really can't understand, and I think it's unfair, is the contribution from big cities, and any city for that matter, has been taken away out of the reef runoff regulation, and that contribution isn't counted, and I don't think that's fair.
You're right, and just remember, you can have farms without cities, but you can't have cities without farms.